Hey, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve in just a short few hours. Depending on where we are in the world, we will be celebrating the new year. In Australia, Happy New Year already to our fam who's already a day ahead of us celebrating their new year. Our friends across the pond in a couple of hours. For me, we got another, 7 hours to go. But yeah, wishing everybody, hey, Moira, wishing everybody a very happy new year. Um, and let's make the next year just as good. You know, I know a lot of us have been struggling with things in our life, personal and outside. But it's time to keep having the faith and moving forward and just being as positive as possible. And yes, here on East Coast, so it's 8 o'clock for you. So yeah, 4 more hours for you, my dear. And I think in England, our friends are about to celebrate in about, I think, an hour, unless they already have. And oh, look who is here. Happy New Year's to you, Magus. Mwah. Much love to you, my friend. And we wish you the best going into the new year. 25, 2025, had its ups and downs for us. Mostly it was, wow, it's just hard to wrap, my head around. Um, you know, everything that Shay and I've been through this year, leaving, you know, leaving New York behind and our things, most of our things and everything, and just me driving here, so very big changes. And I'm keeping positive that as we're almost already coming up onto a year here, 4 more months, and Shannon and I'll be here for a year already. It's just like, time just flies. Yes, we did have a huge year. And so, but yeah, I like to look at, things that were hard, difficult, as just think of them as shiny mirrors to show us the reflection of that. We're still, here, we're still thriving. Some people like to say surviving. Sometimes maybe that's all we can do, but just hold that space for us and allow all those disappointments and traumas and all that other stuff just to kind of show us just how strong we are, and we made it through another year. So, but yeah, I thought for tonight, just to hang out, chill, talk. I did call it out with the old, in with the new. I'm going to be doing readings. I still have some decks left out from the scavenger hunt today, so I thought I would do something fun and do a one tarot deck for this last year. What we're looking at from the old, and then pulling some from a different tarot deck, looking towards the new, along with an oracle. So I know we have several shows are going to be popping up. I know Hershey went back live. I don't know if anybody else went on live. When we had to redo this, I was trying to make sure that not too many of us were, boom, boom, boom. So, uh, it, uh, it was it was quite a challenge today. Let's just say that, Moira. But for, Tom and I to, end on, you know, Gerald was a very gracious judge for us. That was very difficult today, but scavengers done. That's behind, and just looking forward towards the future. And hello, Shelby. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. I know people popping in and out. So, but yeah, I can't remember when you came in, Moira, but yeah, Hershey decided that this competition there was going to be no mass market decks, which is mostly what I have, except for a few little special treats here and there. So it was a little bit of a hustle to find some cars to see I could get away with, but I would have thrown up my hands at. I had a card that was two, but unfortunately, all you could see were the scales. Olivia. Oh, look, it's still sitting right here. As you can see, you can't really see the tails. All you see is their hair and their waist from the bottom down. So I couldn't really legitimately say, because it could just been scaled legs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was some interesting um what negotiations that went on today. But yeah, I love my Tom. And you know, we did the best we could, and we had fun. So we all had a feeling it was going to be Gerald backstage when they brought him on as a judge. So yeah. So happy New Year to everybody, and let me see if I can put. I don't know what y'all are doing, but us is going to be quiet. I'm on my third cup of coffee today. Needed it, especially first thing this morning. For me, that scavenger hunt started pretty much for everybody, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But for Lexi and I were both Oregonian. Well, she's more Oregonian than I am. I'm kind of a transplant right now, but that was 10 o'clock in the morning, and for me, trying to get myself put together after medication to take at night. That was fun. But so no, I'm on my third cup of coffee and just going to chill back and hang out with y'all and see who might want some readings for fun. Can I tell you, I had every single deck of mine out today. And boy, that was a lot of fun. They're not even all put away, they're just kind of grouped by having to put them all in the boxes, some back on the shelf, some in just other little boxes to work on later. Yeah, it was interesting to look at decks I haven't seen in a while. And so, ooh, somebody had Chinese food. Not sure if the fried rice is like, uh-oh. But just chill back, relax, enjoy whatever, shows. I'm not really into watching, ball drops and things that really much anymore. I think the last one I went to was my friend Amanda and I in Buffalo. It was cold as hell. But this is going back, I think, like 5 or 6 years ago. And oh, pizza. And we got downtown Buffalo. We were all squeezed like, sardines and waiting for the thing to drop. And yeah, but great shake up for all your decks. Yeah, it's just too bad I couldn't use them. I had absolutely no deck that could answer Hershey's prompts. Man, she's getting tough. So I was just like, well, what can I work with, so to speak. So my Jeremy Hush really came in through for me today with that wooden boat. I will say that. Hello, Selena. Happy New Year, my dear, to you and David and Darla and all your loved ones. I heard that. I'm not into Stranger Things. Well, we don't have Netflix either. But yeah, I heard a lot of people are staying up for the very last episode. So I hope that it doesn't disappoint all of your fans of the show. Me lately, I've been enjoying watching the old Sanctuary, Warehouse 13, The Librarians I Never Saw. And let's see, Will and Coming Out. I'm not sure what that means. Hi, Julie. Happy New Year's, my dear. And if anybody wants to pop on and hang out and talk and chill for a few minutes, just let me know too. I can always throw the link into the chat. But I'm figuring a lot of people are getting ready to either head out or to cuddle up with some food. And there's my girl, Ajax. What's up, sassy pants? Relaxing and enjoying her cool little Christmas gifts. And oh, I can't wait to have you start doing shows when you're ready, Jax, to see those you're using those David Bowie cards. That is going to be a lot of fun. So Will on the show came out Stranger Things. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's in the librarians. And I've also gotten into an ER show called Cold Black back in the day. But yeah, Bobby and Joyce. Oh, they did a 420. Yeah, after the scavenger hunt, I was cooked. I had just like so, but yeah. All righty. So glad everybody is getting geared up for. Oh, and I didn't get to watch the whole video, but Selena, Aaron, if I'm pronouncing his name properly, that was a great show. I had to start going and making dinner. I was getting really hungry, and I was just like, wow, I didn't want to leave, but that was a great conversation. You do really well on your shows, my dear. The one that let's see, you and Miss Tarot D, not, no, Miss Tarot D and Mary Grace, who, by the way, everybody, make sure you're subscribed to Miss Tarot D because Mary Grace of Italian Folk Magic, she is coming back again to hang out with our queen herself. And Selena, your interview with Lori, I remember Craigie Brooke Witchery. That was a wonderful conversation. I got to see the one with Erin. So she's doing you're doing an amazing job on those. And we got Irene. Hello, Irene. Happy New Year. So yeah, yeah, he was. And I really liked a lot of his philosophy. Very much so. Your brother is over. Happy New Year, brother. We had Chinese feast. He put on the Naked Gun movie. Oh my God. When I was a kid, I kind of thought, but as I got older, I just I just couldn't get into the Leslie Nielsen movies. So let's see. Okay. I saw you, Shelby. I'll be happy to. Let me just switch this out here and do show. And let me just take that other one down so that doesn't get in the way. So that's supposed to stay there. It's not supposed to be timed out. Wait a minute, is Miss Tarot D here? Did she pop in? But for Miss Tarot D, yeah, for her show with yeah. But this is why I needed another cup of coffee. Okay, I see a request coming. Let me grab a sheet of paper. Oh. All righty. So Shelby, Moira, and Julie. Julie, this coming year, we got to hang out and talk about art and stuff and do some readings. That'll be a lot of fun. And Julie, let's see, where is... Let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody else. Oh, there's Moira. Okay. Like I said, I got a couple different decks. I like to play around and have fun. So, and Jax, of course. Okay, so I have my Golden Art Nouveau deck. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a court card on the energy of who you were in this past year. And remember that, the cards don't necessarily have to represent physical gender. And then we will see. I know, isn't it pretty? I love it. And then we will see. So this is Shelby. See what the tarot message is. And then we will get... Let's see. All righty. And then pull a couple of these, just a couple. And then we'll throw a good old dose of The House of Night by Collector and Reed and PC Cast. I haven't used that deck in a while, so I decided to leave it out after today's scavenger hunt. Alrighty. And I don't know if this is going to be too many cards, so Shelby, you're going to be kind of like my guinea pig on this one. Yep, smack that sassy. Just don't smack it too hard. Just enough for a little sting, you know? So for the new year for Shelby, card, personality, energy. Ooh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Shelby, you got the same court card for last year as you do this upcoming year. This is interesting. I wonder if you'll get any of the same tarot cards. I'm doing a top, and a bottom. Oh, you did. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I know I keep saying that, but I always say that because to me, tarot is still fascinating. How cards come out, and yeah. And let's get you your oracle deck from the House of Night. Okay. Hey, Jax, if you can, or one of my mods, if I miss somebody that I need to add to the list, please let me know. I like that. Nice. Okay. Do I want to do one for this year? And then, yeah, why not? Why not? I got a song coming on. Honesty is such a lonely world. Do, 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 do. Oh, let's not get negative. No, not just yet. I like some of these. So, okay. Shelby, we start off with you this year being that King of Swords. So this was kind of like your King of Swords energy for this past year, and this is going to be what's going into with you into 2026. And this is still somebody with a very strong mind, very analytical, academic. You are going to school, so you're really starting to learn you start coming into your own this year. How do I say this? You're seeing life with a little bit more clarity. You seek truth. I mean, education, a lot of times when we seek truth is through education, things that we want to learn, how we want to better ourselves. And you have a really strong mind for this. And you got to have those skills too for, working. I think you said you're retail like myself, that like I had done. So very good card. And that's the same card energy going into next year as well. So your two tarot cards. So on the top, we have the Three of Swords, which yes, there's been a lot of heartbreak and sadness this past year, for a lot of us. We all experienced it on different levels. And for you, this was something very strong, very tangible for you. Certain events that brought you the sadness, this heartache. However, Shelby, the underlying energy going out, with that year is about rebirth. You got the Death card. So this is a great way of the underlying energy. This has been a year of rebirth. This is you growing into and expanding who you are, from taking that heartache, that pain, that difficulty, being able to utilize that with that King of Swords energy. And it's already propelling you forward into, the new year with rebirth. And your card from this past year is honesty. And so you've been having to be very honest with yourself, maybe struggling to be honest with yourself. I know there were some decisions that you made that, I know with school and everything, subject matter, but just ending this year, just having that sit down and talk and being very honest with yourself about the things that you might have done or others to lead to this these three of swords. But again, we do have that freedom of willpower. I can't think of the word, but will. We have freedom to choose, and so you held on to that honesty, that integrity, that ethics to yourself. So beautiful card too to end the year. And as we go over to the incoming year, we have the underlying. Well, the top card is the Nine of Cups, my dear. And I love that. The Nine of Cups is about celebrating joys, happiness, celebrations. It's, another card representing fulfillment, success, being successful at things that you love that bring you fulfillment, joy, creativity, being able to share good times with loved ones. And so, like the Nine of Pentacles being in her physical garden of things that she has accomplished and worked hard for. You have two with the cups, and that's a lot of emotional work, a lot of work that requires, intuition, just really having to center yourself, emotionally, being able to be grounded and to be able to do what you needed to do. And the underlying, the underlying energy is the Three of Swords. So we have to leave, Shelby, a lot of that Three of Swords from this past year behind. We can acknowledge it, we can look at it, but we can't dwell in it. And so we have to move from that Three of Swords and embrace and welcome that Nine of Cups that's going to be coming to you in this coming year. And like I said before, you're also starting your year going in as the King of Swords. So, even a stronger mind, you're more clear, what you communicate, what you want to do, communications. And also it's a card about leadership. So you lead by example as well. And when you lead by example, you show yourself what you're capable of doing. And your oracle card for the new year, my dear, you got the Belonging. This is the House of Night, the book series by PC Cast that Colette Berry Reed worked on. And so you're going to find more of a sense of belonging. And with this house, to me, it almost looks more like a university, a school. So I think you're going to find more of yourself and a sense of belonging when you get into school more. You may be connecting with student organizations, maybe participating on campus events, but there's going to be more of a sense of belonging with others and within yourself as well. So that's what I have for you, Miss Shelby. Good stuff. So let me just put my cards back in the proper spaces. All righty. Let's see, you go back there. Excuse me. And you go there. All righty. Let me just back up a little bit. Let's see. That like button has been smacked real good. Woo! Moira. Everybody getting sassy. Let's see. Told me, yeah. So yes, we got to get out of that. Like I told Shan today, I know what's going on in the world because he's trying to tell me more. I said, I understand what's going on, but we have to focus on us. We can't let that energy bring us down. The more that things that we do that make us happy, that make us content, that make us, connect more with people who are like-minded, like-hearted. When you start getting people like that together, that is a way of, fighting all the BS that's going on right now. So, girl, just continue being your Leo rising. Yes, don't let go of that, my dear. Hindsight is always 20. Yeah, tell me about it, girl. My grandfather. Oh, your grandmother's passing. Okay. So that could be the Three of Swords that you're going to be carrying with you, but to know though that she'll be there, to look out after you. And what's this new year? I'm planning on just enjoying life, taking it slow, and be more in tune. Yep, there you go, girl. I like that. That's the positivity I like to see. And I know that you don't want the toxic positivity where everything's got to be all positive all the time, because then that creates an imbalance with us. But just knowing that we stay as positive as possible, when when shit really starts to hit the fan, knowing that we can pull on that energy, that strength, and also that Nine of Wands, that resiliency that we have. That reading was great. Loved it. I'm glad you did. So let me take a quick sip. I have water and coffee, but I'm like, I still need coffee. Mm. And up next, where's my list, is Moira. Alrighty. Court energy for Moira. Whoop, geez. No, we can't have two. Yeah, we gotta just have one. Split personality, Moira. Let's see. Alrighty. Let me put that there. Again, let me get situated here. Alrighty. There we got that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, if that's loud. And so I'm going to mention some names to see maybe we can conjure some folks in here. So it was nice that Miss Tarot D popped in during the scavenger hunt. And maybe my teammate, my fellow Depeche Modian, might pop in. And there's Kristen Louise. Hello, my dear. Hey, everyone. Hubby wasn't feeling the party. Really? Oh, okay. Curling up with the fur babies then. Moira. Okay. Moira's like, what? Someone told me today in chat at the scavenger hunt, I have no poker face. I think that was Janet Lee. And yeah, Von Cat, Jeff Cat family. She goes, you got no poker face. I'm like, poker face? Nope, I know. See, I tell you, I keep telling people I can turn anything into a song. All righty. So that was for this year. And let's see what we get for the new year. Trixie. Oh, Trixie K. McNeese. Hi, Trixie. I love seeing new faces in chat. How are you? Happy New Year. I know we're not quite there yet, unless you're one of our neighbors across the pond. So welcome. It was tough, Julie. Tom and I lost by 1. But Hershey had a different game plan for us this time around. Wait a minute. What is going on here? Why were those cards mixed in with my... Well, that's interesting. I don't have to pull anything from the... Moira, I swear, you are nothing but boring with some of your readings. This was very interesting. So let me... I like the cards though, Moira. Hershey the Shadow Reader. Oh, Julie. I didn't know it until after I had pulled out all of my decks that Hershey wasn't pulling any prompts for any of the mass market decks. They were all indie, mostly Etsy. I only have a handful. So yeah, it was quite the competition today, let me tell you. Gerald was our, spoiler alert, but Gerald was our secret judge today. And Trixie, how did you learn about my channel? I'm curious, my dear. Okay, so Moira, from this year, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. And so you are looking at new projects. And I like the feel that you're tapping more into that childlike imagination and wondering about, ooh, what can I play with this year? What new projects, what new ventures or skills I want to explore. This past year, of course, we all had to learn how to manage our finances. But this is that page that even despite all the adult adulting that we have to do, they also represent that kind of like that spark, that taking a hold of that, that opportunities of potentials to start maybe looking at something and focusing on something for the new year. Of course, the Pentacles are about stability, security, health, home, that kind of thing. So your tarot cards, let me put you right back there, Paige. So your tarot cards are, I'm going to start with the underlying energy. And again, a lot of these cards are going to be something that really resonates with the collective because, oh my God, Denise, that's right, Trixie K. Oh my God, everybody, this is my girl. This is my friend Denise. She lives up in Eugene. Really quick, Denise and I met in Arizona back in 2006, 7, no, 6. She was my supervisor over at the animal shelter where I adopted my Lilu. But yeah, Denise and I have known each other since 07, and we just got to see each other for the first time. So people saw on my Facebook page, if you follow me, and saw my picture with her, that's Denise. So thank you for reminding me, Denise. So, Moira, apologies. So, like the collective, so, we got that Five of Swords. People trying to get away with stuff, trying to goad us, trying to, having to just walk away from shit. And of course, people. This is, um, it's a later night show, and I try not to cuss too much, but when it's basically just walking away, no drama. That underlying energy of this is not worth my fight. I am not going to, I'm going to take basically the higher road. So I'm feeling like this is, people in our lives trying to see how much they can take advantage of or bully or kind of coerce or manipulate, let's say it that way. And another word that just popped into my mind for this card too is gaslighting. People trying to talk the talk, trying to tell us things that that we know are not true, just to try to again manipulate us, especially on a mental level. So this is, you're just going, nah, no way, I'm walking away. And that top energy, Moira, I absolutely love it, is the Empress. So you walked away from that. You didn't get involved with any of that, and you just continued being the Empress. You stayed productive. You stayed creative. You remained being nurturing and kind and caring for yourself and others who deserve to be. She is basically the queen of all elements, and so you just sat back on your throne and said, homie ain't playing this. Homie don't play that way. And you just sat in your sovereignty and your creativity. And again, like with the Pentacles, with that page, starting to look at new and creative ways of trying to express yourself and to help get yourself through, this year. And your Oracle card, I did get the denial card. And so I don't know if you were denying yourself pleasures, things because of all this energy, or if that Five of Swords was the you denying the people to take of your fruit of your harvest. But there is a sense of denial here with this past year, and yeah, I think you'll be able to sense what that is. Making sure that we don't deny ourselves Because when we get bogged down by this kind of energy, by that 5 of swords, um, to me it's very similar to the thief card, trying to take away our peace of mind, trying to get as involved into drama. And so yeah, this could also again represent someone trying to reach again for your fruits, and you saying no way. But I will leave that there. This is the year in the past. And so, hey, Mona, you came right in for the Empress card, Miss Mona Legaya. And so, Moira, your court card moving into the new year is the Queen of Pentacles. So, again, Empress energy. So you going into this new year, being very well grounded, feeling more safe, secure, more sense of self, and you're able to nurture and to take care of those around you that deserve to be, in your circle. But for me too, I'm feeling that this is much more of a nurturing yourself, nurturing um, your home, nurturing your health, and again, nurturing those any of those projects and ideas that we started looking at last year with that Page of Pentacles. So it's from taking that idea and phew, already starting to create it in your beautiful garden. And your 2 tarot cards for this coming year. I like these things with all this creativity and you tapping into that Empress energy, the Pentacles, that Queen of Pentacles. Things are going to move fast for you. There's going to be things that are going to be moving really quickly, or you're going to find that things are moving maybe at a faster rate, but things are going to get going. Those wands, that inspiration, that catalyst, that willpower, girl, you're flying them, you're shooting them. And so I absolutely love that. That is like the top card in your underlying energy. The Sun card, Moira. So success, abundance, the warmth of love for yourself from others that you give, whatever this possible endeavor that you're going to be working on is going to be a beautiful success, my dear. And I love your oracle card because, as all of us too, continue to be the warrior. Keep fighting keep fighting the good fight. And in ways that only each of us have unique ways that we can do that. Whether being out on the front lines, back lines, or just doing things for within ourselves and those in our community, but keeping that warrior spirit, never fighting, never giving up, staying positive. And I love these cards, Moira. So that's what I have for you, my dear, and Happy New Year. So let me get those cards back into place. All righty. Let's see. I'm making sure I'm not mixing the cards up like I did before. And that Queen of Pentacles helped me get one of those points today, Moira. An elongated neck, a human with an elongated neck and wings. I was able to get a point for her. So, yay. So let me put her back there. All righty. Oof. Sip, sip. And we have someone named Fairy Goddess here. So let me just back up. It is Denise's channel. Okay, I missed the. So Hershey Shadow Reader. So there's Denise. Fairy Goddess. Hello, Fairy Goddess. Welcome. Hi, I'm new here. I hope you had a good day. I did, and a Happy New Year's to you too. See, now because certain of my subscribers, because they will comment now after a show, even if it's just a few emojis, that's helping me get more into YouTube's algorithms, and I'm getting wonderful new people into my chats. So welcome. Let's see. Yes, I am in about half an hour. Oh, Julie, are you going live? Lots of folks going live tonight. That's a lot of fun. Alrighty, let's see. Cuss away, Heather. Trying to be nice. Well, as I'm saying nice. Just saying hi. Hi, Mona. Alrighty, Shelby is back. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. And what do we have here? Thanks. I spent the day painting. Ooh, I like that. It's been too long after a tough year. Hope to do. There you go, girl. That Empress energy, that creativity, it's going to start really get kicking going. The more you do, the more you get inspired. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. And that was a lot of fun, that conversation we had about paint the other day when I did my live painting. Yeah, it is a great way to usher in the year. It is my regular Wednesday and Saturday. Ah, okay. We'll have a lot of fun. So let's see. Let me take a sip and oh, Julie, you're still got time, right? Here, let me do your reading. You are up next. Okay, for Julie. Card for last year. Let's put that there. Put this here. Alrighty. Ooh, I love everybody getting art supplies. Love it, love it, love it. Go on with your bad creative selves. Okay, put this here, put that there. Saying a lot of us have been dealing with a lot of stuff this past year, yeah. But I'm liking a lot of the positive cards going into the new year. Okay. Alrighty. New year. Let's see. You did a rush delivery order from Amazon. Oh my God, Moira, I love Payne's Gray. When they asked me, what color, when I first met the paint company here that does the toxic free and vegan and everything paints, I told them, I would love if she could add Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is beautiful. Not to mention Payne is the last name of my teacher that was in college, Connie. And yes, she used to joke, I will be a pain in your ass, and boy, was she ever. Oh, but if it wasn't for her helping me, I don't think I would have gotten my degree in fine arts. So, alrighty, so Julie, all my artistic peeps are here. Ooh, like I'm seeing heavy cards from the year, but moving into the new year, I'm seeing a lot of positive cards. So you and your son are using, oh my goodness, that is so cool, Denise. I've kind of dropped my crochet a little bit, Denise. Thank goodness I stopped buying yarn. I have more yarn now than I crochet. I go through these spurts. I just go through those spurts. Alrighty, so let's take a look here. Okay, Julie, you got from this year the Queen of Cups, and I completely see this. Being an artist and watching some of your videos now, seeing how you read, you do tap into that beautiful intuition that you have. There is that empathic, emotional, artistic energy, the intuitive energy. You're very supportive of people you read for. Just emotionally intuitive, very, again, nurturing. And it's like how do I say this? Each of the queens are sometimes different the way they're holding their cups, It's kind of like you help others not just through readings, but your practice using art. It's like you help people take from their own cups. You help them discover their own cup of intuition, artistic ability. One of my favorite cards is the in the Fyodor Pavlov. It's a page, but it's showing her as all of her art supplies in her hands. But for me, this is all in the cups, and for me, also the wands, just very creative energy and inspiration and trusting in that intuition. So this has been that energy for you, nurturing others, hopefully nurturing yourself. I'm seeing some rough cards from this past year, but making sure to remember, Julie, that what you give to others, sweetheart, make sure that you give back to yourself, because like we all know that saying, we can't give from an empty cup, empty well. Your two tarot cards were on the top. It seems like there's been some, again, like for a lot of us, some restless nights, some worry, some anxiety, thoughts keeping us up at night. So big hugs, girl, being able to still be that beautiful Queen of Cups while managing this, that takes a lot of work, and that's a very strong and resilient person. Your underlying energy for the past year has been, the Two of Pentacles, juggling back and forth, work, finances, that, trying to handle, career, job, again, finances, projects, just trying to basically, I hate you always using that, rubbing Peter's, pay Paul kind of thing. But no, so this is just that you've been able to do this. You found a very fluid way of being able to do this. But I want you to make sure that you continue giving yourself that same nurturing energy that you give to others when you read for them. And your oracle card is trapped. So at some point this year, you're feeling maybe trapped, didn't know how to get out, just kind of feeling like that, or as it looks like maybe trapped in your own mind with thoughts. I hope, well, we all go through self doubt, especially with the way things are right now in the world, and how we're having to struggle and balance, um, our households with what we want to do that makes things that make us happy as well and fulfill ourselves. But it looks like a lot of stuff going on this year that just really made you feel like you were mentally trapped, or, and again, YouTube entertainment purposes only. But yeah, I'm getting a sense that feeling trapped by your thoughts, worries, anxieties, concerns. So this was, pretty, looks like it was pretty heavy. I'm going to just jump right into the Oracle card, Julie, for next year. I did get the Chaos card, and I'm looking at the Chaos card, and it feels like some of the stuff from 25 may come into 26, but I think a lot of that too can be you utilizing this energy and saying, like Jackie B said the other night, this might be a card that might connotate negative energy, but I disown it or I transmute it. So instead of things coming in that seems chaotic, maybe look at it like a tower moment where it's like, okay, let me be that funnel. Let me shake things up. Let me make changes that I need to make, and let me rebuild from the things that went on in 2025. Your here, let me get situated here because I got cards all over. So your card coming into 2026 is the Knight of Swords. So this is going to be like your energy going into 2026, and bold ideas, my dear. This is, these are the nights that, like to rush in. And again, look, oh, Julie, look at this. See my crow raven here, trapped in that cage? Look at this, Julie. The knight is actually flying on him. You're able to release that crow, get untrapped, jump on his back and fly forward, my dear. Um, you may find that the knights are outspoken sometimes, to a fault, maybe not so much filter. So maybe moving forward, us kind of thinking, you know, before speaking sort of, thing. But this is somebody fast thinking, quick thinking, likes a good debate, um, and can be very persuasive. So I love how you were able to get that crow out of that cage, and now you're riding him, and you both are flying forward. I'm thinking, feeling more of being, that sense of being blunt or sharp or quick to, is going to be, I think, a lot of you speaking through and negating those nine of swords, that negative self-talk and or negative talk from others, and just starting to fly forward, holding basically your sword of truth. Um, Now, your tarot cards, the underlying card is the moon. Of course, beautiful, again, tapping into the divine feminine, into the intuition. But I'm feeling like with that Knight of Swords and with, the Chaos card and stuff, we're going to be working on shadow work. The moon shines that beautiful light into our deepest shadows, where we find our strength, our resiliency, and help us, start. Um, Not being afraid of allowing aspects of who we are to come out. And I think that's where a lot of that blunt unspokenness from that, Knight of Swords card is going to come through. You're going to really start finding your voice, and you're going to be starting to speak it. And, another key word for that Knight of Swords is being persuasive. So you're going to be very persuasive of how, keeping yourself in a positive state of mind, as well as others that you meet and help with. Beautiful moon energy. And the top card, Julie, Three of Wands. So anything that you started planning or thinking about, start it's expanding, girl. Those Three of Swords, not swords, excuse me, those Three of Wands, you are now starting to bring things into the physical. Been to your website with seeing your books, everything. It looks absolutely beautiful. And I feel like with that now, you're going to be expanding more with your channel, doing readings. It's just constantly expanding and expanding. You're taking your vision and you're moving forward with that. Being able to wield, the sun and the moon, working on, and I think a lot of those traumas and things or shadow work that we work with, helps us be able to help others. And when we do that, we find that we can heal ourselves as well. Night, Shelby. Thank you, my dear. Happy New Year. So that's what I have for you, my dear. Remember that chaos in the upcoming year, that may be like the tower moment, shaking things up, destroying what was no longer viable, what was no longer useful, and just letting that rip through. And if you think about the tornado, like the Knight of Swords, they're like one of the fastest moving knights. And so, like that tornado, you're going to be plowing forward, my dear. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what you got going on this coming year, my dear. And thank you, everybody, for spending your New Year's with me and for letting me read for you. So let me get those all back into place. Do you know what? Wait a minute. Let me. I saw a naughty word, but that's okay. Let me just get situated here. My little cheat sheets and everything. Let me get you up there, my dear. You over here. I just love how that one card, the crow, being locked up, and then the next card, you're flying and you're riding that crow or that raven, And the crows and the ravens, they're Morgan energy. They are about magic and mystery and bravery and being able to, go head on, into battle with that sense of, clarity and confidence. Love, love, love that. So let me put this here, that there. Let me grab my coffee cup. Thanks for hosting the new. Oh, you're welcome, Moira. I know a lot of people are celebrating tonight. Gotta run. Yes. Bye, my dear. Mwah. Happy New Year. Oh, this chair is not comfortable anymore. Let's see. Did you know what I named my show tonight? Make 2026 your pitch. Oh my God. Well, ride that volcano, girl. Ride that girl. So, what deck is that? Whoops. Okay, so Moira, let me head up a little bit. Whoop. Okay, my touchpad here, y'all. Give me a second. Yep, really scheduling my downtime and time off. 2026 is about freedom. I love that. Let's see. Now, why are these highlighted blue? That's weird. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, talking about artwork. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to find your comic because this job. What deck is that? Reminds me of the Mary L. So this one, Moira, that is Olivia Rose's the Mind's Eye Tarot. That's what deck that is. And if you're thinking about this one here, it's the Golden Art Nouveau. Ooh, excuse me. Well, I'm drinking coffee. It's got to come out one end. Prefer this one. So let's see. Nice and clear. 48. It's cold. For you guys, yeah. Police had to get their fleet of people stranded. Oh, that's not good. It's not. I look. The full moon is going to be on the third. Third. All right, sip, and then I have Jacks. Miss Sassy Pants. All righty. Yeah, I wanted to see about when I can do my full moon readings. And I checked my, I went online and checked the moon calendar and here, let me do this properly. And it said it's the 3rd, which is going to be Fridays. Was it Saturday? I don't even. John's fixing me some pie. Ooh, pie, me. Anybody ever seen the movie Michael with John Travolta? That was a great movie. And they were at a restaurant and she wrote a song about pie and she's going, pie, me, oh my. Alrighty. Woo! I can say that. You got the Queen of Swords from this past year, girl, and yes, oh my God, I'm looking at my notes and things, and yes, woo, you are very direct and candid, my dear. So for this past year, our fog finally cleared. Oh yeah, we had a lot of fog and mist here this past week. Going to heat up some leftover rotisserie chicken that we got from Albertsons, and then I'm going to make some chicken stovetop stuffing to go with it. Let's see. We were expecting a terrible ice storm. Oh, the other day, but oh, yes. Ooh, girl. I like this idea. I know it's taking a while, y'all, but I like how these messages are, how it's reflecting, I know a lot of us have been going on this past year. What is this? Huh. Do I keep these two jacks or do I put them in the... Nope. They were meant to be there. All righty. Cards are still getting a little mixed up. Wow. That I will keep. Sorry. Hit me, baby, one more time. Okay, for the new coming year. Ooh. Alrighty. So your court card for this year is the Queen of Swords. My dear, you had to be, very quick, clever, with everything that you've been doing at the offices and having to do all the communication and texting and phone calling and everything, for, the kiddos that you are taking care of. I love this direct, candid, and yes, you are an independent thinker. And, sometimes this woman is seen as being cold, not as much mother energy, but she's very protective. And she's one of those, if you, she trusts you, but if you lie to her, then, she's going to cut a you know what. I usually don't like that phrase, but, and I don't mean, literally, but, yeah, you lie to her, you misrepresent yourself or do anything, and she will show no mercy. You will get a good tongue lashing, amongst other things. So this is a queen that you do not want to mess around with. So yeah, it also says in my notes, shares knowledge. So everything, and I've seen that in chat. The things that you go through, you share with others. And then by sharing that, other people who might be going through similar situations or know of somebody can say, well, this is what she had to. Okay, so you're sharing your knowledge and how, maybe to proceed and helping. I mean, you just, by sharing here, like they say, sharing is caring. And it is. So the more we're here, we share ideas, share our experiences, that helps others, also. So yeah, that Queen of Swords. And your overall energy has to do with relationships and making decisions. And so, I better do this so YouTube doesn't get too excited. But your close relationships, also intimate relationships. With that Queen of Swords, that's pretty much what the year was, having to deal with other people, that one other mother, having to work with people at the different departments, having to, also do your own household and your own relationships with, family, hubby, all of that. I mean, this was a card of, having to make a lot of choices, maybe even sacrifices along the way. But whoops, sorry, YouTube. So again, this is all about, relationships. And you know what? At the bottom of the deck for coming year, you got the same card. You got the Lovers. So this is going to be continuing into next year, continuing working with people, helping them make better choices or choices as well for themselves. But for me, this is just more about continuing creating those close, intimate relationships, those loving, bonded ones. Yes. So your underlying energy from this year, and you've gotten this card already, my dear. You got the Emperor. So you had to be, you had to be strict. You had to show leadership skills, going into those offices, having to talk to all these people. You had to take on that strong authoritarian, that partially legal guardian attitude. You had to be both mom and dad for some people in your circles. And so, especially going into places of education, government, you know, you needed to be on your game. And, you always did it fairly. People see that, they respect them, they respect your leadership skills and your qualities. So that was from this past year. Oh, and one more other one to go along with that, mess with the Queen of Swords. You had to deal with a lot of deceit. Her character in the book was name was Neferet, but apparently I don't think she might have been the nicest individual. But you had to deal with a lot of BS, a lot of deceit, and we all know who we're talking about here. So yeah, that's all I have to say. That card says it all. But you managed through all of that. You just continued holding that sword and moving forward. So, incoming year, girl, I love this Queen of Cups. So, at some point, less, you know, you know, I don't, because we all need to have that Queen of Swords in our life from time to time. That tough love where we had to, keep it real and tell it like it is, sort of thing. But in this upcoming year, I'm feeling that you're going to be able to start settling back into, being that Queen of Cups, the mother energy, being able to be more nurturing, being more present with your emotions, making sure that you take time to drink out of that cup for yourself too, my dear. Showing yourself kindness, compassion. Beautiful card, in the upcoming year. Trusting the intuition again, the artistry, and the insight, but just still being very nurturing. She's like the water of water. So this is going to be very much being in touch with your emotions and being able to help others dealing with their emotions as the year goes on. Um, and the other two cards that were there, the Justice. So I'm seeing, to me, it feels like justice is going to be served. There is going to be balance that will, balance will be attained. That fairness, even karma. We know this card can be about karma too. But again, just like that Queen of Swords, she's holding up that sword of truth. And the other card, I got the Hierophant. And so that Hierophant, the keys and knowledge and wisdom that you have obtained from this past year that you can now start using in the new coming year. Okay. The Hierophant, usually considered maybe a spiritual mentor. I know people refer to him as, maybe like government or business or something. But for me, you are going to, I know you already are, but I think once you start feeling relaxed and you can start moving into more of the emotional nurturing, like that aspect of the Queen. Um, you're going to be a mentor, to your kids, especially that lovely individual. I can't remember if she identifies as a she, but you are going to be a beautiful mentor for them as well. So it feels like there's going to be a lot of support, a lot of spiritual guidance to go along with that nurturing. And did I pull an oracle? Yes, I did. And I got cycles. So things are going to be going through cycles. We just can't have, we got to have the ups and the downs. But really now, with being more of that Queen of Cups, being more in touch with the emotions and being allowed to feel the emotions. And two, I know the Queen of Pentacles is usually, connected with health, but too with those emotions, you're going to be able to give back to your body and to heal as well. And there's going to be cycles going on. Pay attention to the moon cycles, maybe journal, see how you feel energetically as you're going through each of these phases. and just know that, everything changes. I mean, these are great messages for all of us, because, the cycles of the moon, we feel our bodies differently. We're in touch with our intuition differently. And we realize that life does go through cycles. So that's what I have for you, Jax. And I wish I was having some pie. Oh, well, Heather doesn't need any more calories. But we'll probably get something at the store tomorrow. That's what I got for you, girl. Oh, you're welcome. Let's just hope that some of this, turns out, you know what I'm saying? Because then you'd be like, Heather, don't shoot the messenger, kind of like thing. But yeah. And again, free will. And of course, we're affected by other people's free will. So right now, the kind of energy is moving into the new year, because like those cycle cards and that chaos that Julie's got, there's going to be, stuff that comes at us that we may not have seen coming, or, especially living in the country that we're living in. So, but it was nice. I did get my yearly increase, and it was a little bit better than last year. So I'm very blessed and very happy and grateful for that. So I am actually going to take a sip of water. It is warm in here. Oh, so what pie is it? My favorite is apple. I like apple, and then I like chocolate cream. Alrighty. So, well, I have 5. So hello, those are lurking. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't know if anybody else is present that would. Denise, if you're still here, would you like one? Oh, there you go. Pumpkin and pecan. Another reference to a movie that Shan and I haven't felt like watching it over the last few years or so, but when Harry met Sally, and he was trying to teach her how to say pecan, in his Jewish accent, when he was trying to get her to talk pecan pie. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Denise, yes, yay! Oh, Irene, you did? Okay, so Irene and Denise. So I get to hang out with y'all for a little bit longer. Cool, because I ain't got nowhere to go. So let me make sure all my cards here. Alrighty, so Irene, and then I didn't see Irene. I'm sorry. Jax, are you what's that word when they say they see, I can't even think tonight, even with the extra caffeine. Of course, I'm only teasing. Slacking. Are you slacking on me, girl? But no, you're being pampered and you got your little pooch. It's so cute. She sent me pictures of her little poochies on her, giving her love and everything since she's been home. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like my Mozzie a little bit. It's weird. He doesn't come into my room anymore during my readings. Some similar cards. Your feet are kicked up. I meant to do a big New Year house cleansing, but thought, yeah. I was going to open the windows and let the air through, but how do I say this politely? The homeless camp is no longer staying at the recreational center's parking lot during the day. They were gone for about a week, but they brought everything back, and then they smoke right on the sidewalk, and that comes right into our apartment. So I haven't been able to do that in the last few days, but maybe tomorrow morning, before it gets, even though it might still be a little cold, but before they get all their stuff transported over there, I might get my windows open to let the new air in. So, but yeah, I don't know how they lug that stuff back and forth like that. It's like a whole household sore, but I'm managing. Okay, Irene 2026. Ooh, I think you had that card before. Wow, 2 9s. You're going to be dressed to the nines, my dear. But Jax, the prognosis is good though, right? Everything looks good. Just got to take it easy and let that heal up. And I'm going to dab some of this on. I absolutely. It doesn't stay on for very long because it's not like a regular um, perfume with the extra chemical that makes it stick on you. But oh, I wish you guys could smell it. It's absolutely amazing. Alrighty, did I get all the cards? Yes, I did. So this past year, Irene, let me do this. Let me do that. You got the Queen of Wands. Oh, let me take the pumpkin pie down. Sorry. So you got. I was gonna say the. I was gonna say you got the pumpkin pie. Well, she is wearing orange, isn't she? You got the Queen of Wands, and this is somebody who is very charismatic, very confident, has a lot of willpower. Especially with life as it has been for you this past year or recent years, and she's still sitting up. She's still, I love how she's holding that sunflower. That's sunflowers, about love, not love as, but I don't want to say love. The sunflower shining that loving light. It's like the tarot card for the sun, about the success, divine light, happiness, and joy. She's still holding on to that while holding on and directing that energy for that willpower. And of course, you got the little black kitty right down at the bottom, like my Mozzie. Um, it says here she is extroverted, but I know you have been having to do, the opposite in some instances, but you're very open and honest and sharing here in chat. So I'm sure when you are around people that you feel safe and comfortable with and that treat you well, you are very extroverted. And yes, independent. Um, you're we're living in your van and everything. That is just straight up independence. I really admire that. I know it may not be quite what is the best or how you would want more, but there is that strong sense of independence, self identity with that. And it also, one of her things is that she inspires others. But yeah, I like this. Bye, Moira. Thank you again. Happy New Year, my dear. So, but it's also a card, whether or not you feel like you're strong or self assured, you were able to handle people and situations and manage to get through them. So you do have that strength. You do have that willpower. To be able to keep on keeping on, so to speak. So let me put her down. Let me put this over here. I'm just curious again. So this past year, Queen of Wands. Next year, I got you the King of Wands. So that's interesting, but we'll wait till we get there. Where is my king? There we go. So your tarot cards still dealing with that, waiting for that justice to be served, my dear. Also, waiting for that situation the inheritance and everything. This is like the legal system, justice system, but also just wanting balance and equilibrium. You want an equal playing field, a level playing field. And so I like how she still stands tall, just like that Queen of Swords. And she expects, that there will be justice, and again, also karma as well. A safe parking spot would be nice. Oh, girl. Your under your overall energy though is the Four of Cups. So I know you're feeling a little lackluster this past year, feeling like not this bored, but just apathetic. Just kind of being like, I these cups have disappointed me so much. I'm tired. I give up. I'm just and but there is still that cup of opportunity that's is still being offered. You just have to be open to seeing it and being able to receiving that. And it can come in very either it can be very subtle or it can come you know as a big surprise. I'm seeing like it's like that epiphany where the trumpets blare, and you're like, oh my god, but you still have from this past year, you did have that extra cup, maybe something that you didn't want to acknowledge that could have helped you, um, or maybe too proud to accept or want to look at. But this was some of the overall tangible energy from last year. But that underlying energy, still wanting to work on that justice and just kind of making sure that you don't lose the joy in life, despite your difficulties from people. I know your one daughter and other people in your family, to not try not to hang on so much to wanting, or how do I say this? It's like dwelling in it so much that you're festering in it, making sure that, putting out to the universe, I trust that justice will be done, that things will be balanced, there will be fairness, things will be in my favor. Um, it as it shall be done kind of like statement, and making sure that that gets released so that we're not losing out on possible happiness or joys or opportunities because of these three individuals or these three cups situations. And your oracle, you came to an understanding though too this year, and that's beautiful. And um, just look how the light just shines right through her. Kind of, again, like the Queen of Wands. You have that beautiful sunlight just glowing right through her. So there is an understanding that has taken place. There's more things in life and things that have happened that have brought you clarity, um, which allowed you to stay in that Queen of Wands, that clarity, um, that understanding. I think helped fuel that wand because she's glowing. She's fiery down here, and that's what the wands represent: the fire, the passion, the willpower. So I like that. That card reminds me of Lake Superior. Oh wow, very cool. You kind of miss the Great Lakes right now. So moving into this coming year, this past year you were Queen of Wands, and now we have more of the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is about really, yep, and I got my little cheat sheet card here, but yeah, the King of Wands, is much more kind of like the Emperor in control. That passion, that willpower, it's more that creativity it's more grounded now. It is about leadership, being bold with it, being where you direct, being wise of where you are directing your energy. Whereas, those particular individuals or situations or events represented by those cups, and with that justice card, this is much more of a being more grounded and being more. Again, showing that leadership, standing strong, but still not giving up. That willpower is still in place. Um, I like here in my little cheat sheet here, um, motivates others. So maybe as the upcoming year go, the year comes going. I was like, I can't even talk straight. The upcoming year, as it gets going, you will be able to tap more, settle more into that, and be more directive of where you are aiming your energy and placing your energy. It says here, clear direction and intention. So this coming year, be more focused with that. Your tarot cards are, I love these two nines. You've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is about, again, another independence card. So in this one, you are celebrating everything that you have accomplished. You are in your own garden. It shows that you worked hard to get there. It was through your own blood, sweat, and tears. You made it there on your own, and you're there in your garden to bask in everything that you have rightly earned and worked for. And nobody has permission in that garden that don't belong in there, right? Your underlying energy for next year is the Nine of Wands. So again, there's going to be that sense of, oh my God, I'm tired. When is, how much more can I endure? But having that strength, having that resiliency is going to support you in obtaining that Nine of Pentacles. And it will continue to remind you that you have that resiliency within you. This is the card of being battle, where he doesn't even show it on here, but yeah, those wands are kind of like pointed at her, and she's still holding on to one of them, and she's got her eye out. She's keeping her eye out. But again, it shows your adaptability, your responsibility, and your perseverance to maintain that. And she's got her wings where she can lift herself right out of, that situation if necessary. And now you got the same card that Jax did from this for you this year. There is going to be deceit involved. So you're good. So again, with that King of Wands card, watching where you direct your energy, because people are going to want to probably pull pull you into their drama, pull you into, I'm like fiery, disagreements. I didn't get, anything like a Five of Wands or anything, but with the deceit card, there are going to be things that you're going to discover this coming year, I believe, that is going to show that there was a lot of still deceit involved, and that you're going to have to work through that. That could be very much what that Nine of Wands is. You're going to have to tap into that when you go through these moments where, it's just like, oh man, are you kidding me? But again, that Nine of Wands, you're resilient, you stand strong, you are that King of Wands, and you know better now where to direct your energy, your attention, and your motivation. And that will sustain you in your garden. It will give you even more of that satisfaction, my dear. When you're able to look around and say, see, despite all the, bullshit that, you guys have all thrown at me or tried to involve me in, I'm still in my own garden of my own making, of my own design, and I got here and y'all didn't. So that's what I have for you, Irene. Happy New Year. Let me make sure these go back into the right pile. Why do people, I don't know, my dear. Maybe the way they were raised, environment. I don't know. Because for the most part, when we're born, we're not born hating people, lying to people. It's something that, is taught, it's learned. And, there goes that whole thing again with, free will. We're raised, maybe, a lot of us have been raised with, only right from wrong, but sometimes others might be their earth path walk. Some might want to, say, we came here to do what we do to ourselves, to others, to be part of some grand scheme plan. I don't know if I buy into that. We just won't know until we get there now, will we? So, Denise, I'm going to take a quick sip. Okay. That's the bull. You're going to get the horns. You got it, girl. I've never been in my life so tired in the last 2 years. Yep, you've been through a lot, my dear. But that Nine of Wands is a reminder, This way, when you get into that garden and things start coming, start working. Now, all that is possible. It's just that, a lot of these cards, we have to do that work. We just can't say, oh, we'll just sit back because the card. But no, it's something that we're going to have to manage. That garden, that beautiful garden, you're going to have to tear out them weeds. You know what I'm saying? And maintain that. But like I said, it'll be yours and yours alone. Nobody, you worked for that. The artwork is really interesting on that card. I'm sorry, but I don't know which one you're talking about, but if it's the Golden Nouveau, really, really beautiful. I mean, all the decks, yeah, that fiery, fiery. Alrighty, so okay. Oh, you taking off, Jax? Happy New Year, my dear. Alrighty, Denise, yay! Everybody, I've only read for Denise once. So this is going to be nice to be able to. Yeah, it's called I know I didn't think I was going to like it because of all the eyeballs, but I don't know. They don't bother me as much. I just love her art, but it's called the Mind's Eye Tarot. So thinking of using your third eye and keeping your eye out and your periphery and everything. So my mom used to tell me that I was too honest for my own good. That's why I guess when we need filters. But yeah, you don't want to what's the word? I mean, our ethics. We don't want to, lower our ethics or morals, for other again, sometimes that's why when they talk about all that free will and stuff, If you hear guitar, Shannon's been playing today, so. Alrighty. So, move these over here. Energy from this past year. Ooh. Denise, girl, we've got to talk. You've been holding on me, girl. She's like, oh, you're all good. The honesty card keeps coming out. All I know, I'm shuffling and I keep getting the same cards. It's like, come on, can I have a different card out of here? Alrighty, so for this year. Why is that doing that again? That's really weird. So if I have, an extra one. Girl, we got some stuff to talk about. And we can do that on video chat if you like. All right, Irene, have fun. Thank you. And Happy New Year to you too. And I'll tell Shan. Okay. Yep, same cards are coming out. So you can tell that this is like a collective message for a lot of us. Ooh. Here, let me focus on these ones. So your past energy this year, Denise, has been the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords. Oh, these are all about, because of the swords, they're the ones, the pages, they're young, they're full of ideas. Thinking of, new ideas, new ways of communication. This makes me feel, your job. And, the people that you have to communicate with, and maybe finding ways of maybe being able to utilize your time better and helping others. Again, this is all about someone who is bright, idealistic, has a curious mind, and it's all about the latest news also. And so I think you've been getting some news. Usually the pages are also considered like messengers. And so, boom, it looks like it's just you and me. So, yeah, that page. Soar up in the air, just ready for anything that's coming their way. But bright and idealistic. We talked, and I know you had different ideas and things and stuff that you've been wanting to do and maybe explore. So has been like this energy for you this past year. Let me just put this back over here so I don't get that mixed up. So this is where we talk, girl. So the underlying energy, you got the Devil card. And the Devil is, again, about things that hold us, that bind us, that hold us hostage, or things that, hold us in bondage. This could very well, I'm looking at so your top card, let's focus on your top card. So this is the card also, again, of having to walk away. People needing to have, that the last word, the drama. Again, with the swords, this could be through, again, communication, possibly maybe through work or private, personal life. But the swords is about communications and thoughts, and just, a battling of the wits, where the part is you're just like, okay, I am not dealing with this individual or this energy, the situation, whatever it is, and just walking away. Let them be smug, let them think that they won the battle, but, in the best part, walking away. So this Devil energy feels like this energy is just kind of like holding you in place, that you just can't seem to get away from it. There's different factors that keep you in this state of being held hostage, being, for them though, if you look at this, with the Devil cards, they are able to get easily out of their binds. But for whatever it is, was ever, being held over them, whatever it is, it's, this is a card like of addiction. And this could just represent maybe, addiction to spending, food, drinking, other devices. But it's things that, not saying that that's what's involved, but the Devil is just about things that we cling to because we're afraid to let go, or we feel like we don't have the courage to walk away. But we do, because here we go. We got this person walking away. So it feels like, and with this being the top card, it feels like this year has been a process of trying to walk away from what is holding you down, holding you back, and finding the wherewithal to be able to break those chains, just slip out of those chains and walk away from that. And the card for you this past year has been honesty. Again, being honest with yourself, having to be honest with others. Um, yeah, I'm being told she gets it. So, moving into the new year, we have the King of Pentacles. So, let me get my little cheat sheet here. And the King of Pentacles. So, this is going to be your energy. And the King of Pentacles is the professional, they're the provider, a strong provider. So, for me, this is you providing for household, um, for the kids, for yourself, for the fur babies. But for me, this is reflecting like you are like the main provider here. Um, you're good with finances. Um, you're working on continuing to make sure that your home is strong, is durable. It's there's working on again that sense of security, stability. Um, but responsible. This king is responsible. I'm looking at your other cards here, and this is somebody who is. So this is you being responsible. Of course, always being professional. It talks about material success, and I feel like going into this year, you're going to be walking away and loosening those chains that hold you back. And I'm saying that because you got the Eight of Cups, my dear, and the Eight of Cups is about having had it enough, especially emotionally, and you're just walking away. It's time to move on, and in search of the other cups. You've already had your plenty of these, and you're not satisfied, and that's okay. And it's time to just move on. And with the cups, it's also about moving through our emotions, moving away probably from a very emotional difficult situation, because you also, this was that extra card that came out, is the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is about struggle. It's about battling it out with others, whether in your inner circle, with work. This can even be an inner battle within ourselves. And yeah, you got a lot of struggles going on, and the one card that came out that was part of your original set coming out. You got the Lovers. So again, this has to do with decisions, choices, with relationships. I don't know if you can hear Shan. So this is about again, your close relationships. This can also represent ourselves as well, the relationship we have with ourselves. So, and usually what goes on our outside affects our inside. So these struggles that you've been having to deal with, um, it looks like you're going to be working through them. You see that you need, there's this need to walk away, and away from relationships that no longer serve you. I don't know if this has to do with home, or with work, or it could even be you know things that you used to believe about yourself. Um, and I'm going to leave it there with that one, Denise. And what I'd love to, that came up before for somebody else coming into this new year, there's going to be a beautiful understanding, opening of the arms. There's the sun rising. She's lit up. She's lit up from within, and she embraces, brand new. So for me, this feels much more about letting your inner self, letting Denise glow through, letting the light of Denise come out, and opening your arms to the world, because now you know you let yourself from this, and now from this past year, and now you have an understanding of who you are, what needs to be done, and maybe an understanding of your place in the world, or what you want to do moving forward, um, into the new year. So that's what I have for you, my dear. Happy New Year. And hello to the peeps coming in. I've been on for a while, but that's okay. I can do a couple more readings. Y'all just have to give me a minute to kind of just drink something and get myself situated here. Five of Wands, making sure all the honesty and accepting of self has and is the theme lately. Okay. Okay, King. Let's see, that's Court. Gotta make sure all my cards are back into the proper places. Okay, so you go there, sir. I saw Desiree came in. Desiree, how did Christmas go? I know you had some concerns. I don't know if I asked you the last show. There was, I had quite a few readings going on. Whew, it's warm. I get warm too when I do a lot of reading. All right, 6:45. Whew. Oh, do I have energy for two more? I think I can. Let's see. So, Desiree, Happy New Year, Polly. Happy New Year. And Polly, I think you asked for a reading the last time you were here. I could be wrong. And when it came to your turn, you weren't here. So if you decide to leave chat, just please let me know so that in case, at some point somebody else comes in and would like a read, I won't have to turn them away. See, your friends at Lithia gave me a stern finger wag. I listened. Okay. Alrighty. Hello, Sandy. How are you? Happy New Year. I know it's already the new year over there across the pond. Wow, I can't believe I've been on for almost 2 hours already. Hi. Put you there. Can you all hear the music? I have to be careful that YouTube doesn't pick up on hearing my shins music and hit me with a strike for music. You know how funny they are. Christmas went well, went great. That's wonderful. Oh, your grandma's going to pass away. I'm sorry, Desiree. My condolences, sweetheart. Oh, and I appreciate you too. Thank you, Desiree. Wow, same cards as Irene. Everyone saw me shuffling. Wow. Okay, got all those. So, Desiree, your energy this past year has been the Page of Wands. So, just getting a lot of inspiration, new ideas, a lot more passion. They're sometimes seen as, like messengers. So, for me, it's that limitless potential and creative energy and willpower and passion of the ace. And now, it's being here and you're taking a hold of it and starting to think of where can I direct this energy. This is a card about exploring, finding new direction. So this is a great card for just tapping into and trusting your inspiration, acknowledging your willpower and having the passion to move forward, even possibly starting up a new project. So a lot of creativity behind all that. Your two tarot cards is I love this. The top one from last year, from this year, has been, the Ace of Pentacles. And that is the opportunity being handed right straight from spirits. So this is an offering of potential. And with it being pentacles, it could be with finances, forms of prosperity, new ventures again, um, finding a more usually is it on this card? This is no. Yep. So there is a path that goes through a gateway here. So this is the opportunity of a path, being grounded and being able to go through and be open to receiving any gifts from the universe. I mean, we have the free will to know whether or not we can accept those opportunities, or potential at a certain time, but this here is just kind of like the gift of, again, abundance, health, um, sense of security, stability, in one's life. So loving that card. And the Chariot from last year is moving. You took control. You took control of the reins of your life, and you're directing where it is that you want to go. You're getting balanced, grounded, and you're moving forward. And that was the underlying energy, which is great because it feels like that you took that pentacle, that again, that opportunities that were being presented to you by spirit, and you took rain and you started moving forward with that, especially with that page of wands, exploring new ideas and new potential. And your oracle card for this past year is the moon. It almost looks like my mazi on the card. And so um, the moon, the divine feminine, also grandmother moon, um, her light, shines, through us at night. She looks over us and protects us, and she shines the light into the shadows to help us be able to see things that we may be afraid to bring out of ourselves. It could be, shadow work that we need to do, traumas, or gifts and things of ourselves that we've been afraid, people might not accept, or people may not want to see, but shining that beautiful light of protection, of love and support. And also acknowledging when the full moons come, see how you feel, especially with the moon when it's full. It does affect our emotions, especially women. So see how your intuition is. Maybe keeping a dream journal. Do you receive messages from ancestors, spirits, spirit guides, angels, whoever your spiritual team is and what you believe in? And I love that black kitty cat because, it's a familiar. They're not bad luck, they're good luck. Cats are independent. They have their very own strong personalities. And so yeah, I love that card from last year. So lots of positive energy from last year moving into this year as well. You got the Queen of Wands, and that Queen of Wands is the queen that people, when she walks into a room, she lights it up. People can feel her energy. Even if maybe she's more subdued about it, people can still feel that energy. She's passionate. She's uh, extroverted. She is, again, charismatic. That energy of willpower and passion and inspiration. She inspires others. She helps nurture others' sense of creativity, of passion. Supports. Helps people kind of focus their wants, their willpower, their inspiration, and encourages it, nurtures it. So that queen, and typically a Queen of Wands has a black kitty in it as well. But this deck left the black kitty out. But yes, she's very commanding, very enthusiastic, charismatic, and pretty much lights up a room. And your two tarot cards to go with that is like what Irene got. So the top going into the new year is the Nine of Wands, and that's traditionally the card of being through a lot. So this year, you may feel tired, you may feel drained, feeling battle weary, but the card is about being resilient. still standing in the face of, opposition, oppression, um, burdens, but still maintaining, I'm still standing like the Elton John song. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to add that in there. So yeah, tap into that energy. That energy is going to be there, but you have that willpower. And again, another one. So Queen, tap into that Queen of Wands energy to help give you that extra, lift, that extra, support when you go through, the Nine of Wand moments. And your underlying energy, like Irene's, you got the Nine of Pentacles. So this is the queen that is independent. This is the woman who, has built her garden, has built her home, has built her, her life on her own. She did the work. Does that include teamwork? Yes, but she's the one that took responsibility. She cleaned out the weeds, she planted the seeds, she worked hard to get everything that she has attained. And so, this is that card of being able to delight and take pleasure in what you have created. Beautiful cards for the new year. And your oracle card, fulfillment. So whatever, Desiree, that are maybe working on, I got a feeling, with this fulfillment card, that as this year progresses or we come to next year's end, you're going to find that there are things with it that you have accomplished in this upcoming year that is going to leave you feeling with a cup half full. And it's going to be about fulfillment. Things in life are going to fulfill you. These things, the wands, and that passion, that inspiration, that is going to be guiding you, and that beautiful fulfillment. Girl, you probably made that beautiful pomegranate wine from the pomegranates and things that you got from your own garden. So again, it's drinking in the joys, enjoying your fruits of your labor, and embracing that. So that's what I have for you, Desiree. Let's see. Oh, please don't be sorry. My grandma's ready to go. She's prepared for this. Oh, that's beautiful. All righty. Whew. Let me put these away. Put this back in that pile. That pile. This comes here. Wow, how many readings have I done tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I'm not used to doing that many. No wonder I'm like, ooh. Alrighty. So, Polly, are you still here? This will be my last reading for tonight, y'all, because Heather's starting up. You're welcome, Denise. Okay, she's here. I'm all out of water. Am I all out of coffee too? Oh my God. So yes, this is going to be my last reading. Okay, Polly. Any fun plans for tonight or for tomorrow to celebrate the new year, everybody? So, Polly. Oh, and you got a little kitty for your picture. That's cute. And so do I, Desiree. So do I. Wow, a lot of us are leaving a lot of stuff behind from this year. Wow. That Five of Swords keeps coming up. Polly, you are the third or fourth person tonight that's gotten that card from this past year. I know this year was really tough for a lot of people, especially in our country. I'm not sure where you are at, Polly, but whew. Let's see, let's put that card there. And let's get an oracle for the upcoming year. Maybe exploring a trip with sun. Ah, oh, you're in Michigan. Okay. I have a friend Allison who lives in Ann Arbor, but my sister, when she was her first marriage, she was married to Michael, who was in the Coast Guard. And one summer when I was 10 years old, we got to I got to live stay with her under a lighthouse for the summer, and we were on Taos Beach, Taos Bay, Taos Bay Beach. We got to go down the 99 steps. Got to go into that one area that has the gravity where it pulls you forward. It was a long time ago. This was when I was 10 years old. And I just turned 55, so that's a long time ago. But that's where I had the first boy that ever told me he loved me. That's when my first experience was at 9 or 10. Sweet little Jeremy. So, some good memories of Michigan. That's a few hours away. And I collected all these wonderful little seashells, and I forgot them, or I didn't forget them. My mom had to make me leave them behind. But yeah, I used to love being out there on the beach. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. So, your energy for this past year, your your significator, which is the energy, and again, the court cards, gender has nothing necessarily to do with what we're just looking at the energy. So for this past year, you were very much a king of swords, and this is somebody with a very strong mind, knows how to rule justly. They're fair. um, they can clearly communicate what it is that they need, what needs to be done. Very practical, very rational, and they're ones that like to seek truth, and people look to them for guidance because they're of their wisdom. So this is like the energy of you this past year. Now your tarot cards, girl, ouch. Again, for like a lot of us this year, having to walk away from battles that we just know that we are not going to win, or if we think we can win, is it going to be, worth the cost? So this is kind of seen as like the card of, being bullied. Are you going to, you know, um, try to get the upper hand, or are you going to say, I'm not dealing with this drama? Especially when it comes to with the swords, communication, how we think about ourselves, how other people think about us, and just not caring, and walking away. So that was like the underlying energy of this past year. The top energy, though, girl, and at least it came to a completion. We got the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is the end of a cycle. So all those swords that, those arguments that people were trying to stick into you, any, you know, um, communication like gossip, texting, emails, messages, verbal communication, whatever, this betrayal or this onslaught. And this could be, us also just being weighed down by our own thoughts, and just having that last one, but it comes to an end. This can be a very positive card. This is coming to an end. You got a sunrise that's going to be coming up soon. It's time to just get rid of those swords, pull them out, pick yourself up, because you can only go up from here on. and start a brand new cycle moving forward. So that was this energy last year of having to deal with the backstabbing, um, the unpleasant communication. Um, but you stood in your truth as the king of swords. Um, of course, maybe at sometimes the negative aspect with these cards could be that the king would in turn lash out or participate or maybe even instigate. But right now, that energy is leaving to the past. And this past year, you got some sort of message, a message that came through. And that's a crow raven, but there is a scroll there. So some sort of message came through that might have contributed to all these swords. I mean, your whole reading here from this past year has been swords, sweetheart. And sometimes swords are one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult suit, because it has a lot to deal with, our mental prowess, our mental health, ways we communicate with one another, how we think about ourselves, and how we handle, situations, how we get, how do if we get ourselves into one, how do we talk ourselves out? So it's communication. The swords is a very strong, sharp suit to be a part of. But again, it's all about seeking truth, like that king of swords. So seeking that truth that may have very well come to you in a message that might have revealed all this that was going on. But again, you're at the end of a cycle this year. Um, yeah, you remained ethical, you remained fair, hopefully. And time to move on. You accepted certain responsibilities, and again, some of those swords might have been, possibly your doing, but you were responsible enough to say, okay, I'm adult. I'm going to show leadership here, and I am going to call myself out on this. The message has been received loud and clear from spirit. Swords also connecting our not just our thoughts on the physical, but on the spiritual as well. So communicating also with the spiritual realm. So we're leaving all this now in 2025, moving into 2026, and it looks like there might be still some things to work through. That's going to be carried from this. Um, but let's start with the King of Wands. So you got the King of Wands now. And the King of Wands are those who also, again, with leadership. This is an energy where you're able to, it's a strong, mature application of our willpower, our desires. Um, it's another word I'm looking for. How we inspire others, ourselves. So, this is again taking up a leadership role into the new year, um, and really tapping into that creative energy, inspiring others. The Queen of Wands inspires others too, but the King, that is an energy where it's well grounded. He knows where to direct it. It's much more focused, and people look up to an individual with this type of energy. Um, they're very creative. They can think outside of the box. They inspire others. So this is kind of like a boss too, who people look up to for new, fresh ideas and ways of inspiring others to be their very best. Your other two tarot cards. Now the underlying energy there is going to be looks like there's going to be some things we're going to be needing to work through this coming year, Polly. I got the Three of Swords. Now, this Three of Swords can very well be what's being carried on from this past year with the Ten of Swords and that Five of Swords. So a lot of this betrayal, a lot of this arguing, a lot of this, this drama has caused you a lot of pain. And so this is something that during this year you're going to be probably working through. Okay. The top card is the Five of Cups, which is about sadness and depression. So, again, I'm going to state here right now I am not a doctor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Always please seek professional assistance when necessary. So, I was going to say, because I'm not a psychologist, but I do have a mental health diagnosis myself. I am a peer. And so, looking at these cards with the depression and the broken heart, I do advise, if you can, if you don't already, maybe finding somebody that you can talk to help you work through this pain, with that Three of Swords and with any sadness, grief, or depression. Um, this may be something that um, I don't know if it could be somebody. If you do church, this could be somebody maybe that you can talk to, a pastor or somebody through the church, or if this can be maybe a close friend or family member, or even in your local area, going in just to talk to somebody. Um, I had a counselor for 8 years, and it was amazing. I miss her terribly. Did it take me a few counselors to finally, get to the right one? Yes. But it's that help. So basically, what I'm seeing here, what I'm suggesting again, for entertainment purposes only, always seek the professional advice, seek the advice of professionals. But it looks like this may be something that you may want to look into. But also with that King of Wands, my dear, um, maybe turning this around, maybe sharing this. So being a peer is like you help others who have been in, similar shoes as you, and maybe helping others, focus and get repassionate about life and inspired to live, and helping them with a willpower. The Three of Swords and the Five of Cups, all this can be experiences that you go through that you can help, not just heal yourself with, but help heal others as well. So those are your tarot cards and your oracle card. All right, bye, Denise. Thank you, my dear. Happy New Year. Give my best to Kenny and everybody. So the card is about risk. So taking a risk, taking that leap of faith, um, and trusting in yourself and trusting in your spirit guides, your team, whatever that may be. Um, Trusting in that King of Wands energy. So I don't know. This may be the first time I read for you, Polly, but sweetheart, with all these swords and then the Five of Cups and the three, I mean, it shows that you are a very strong and resilient individual. Um, and perhaps we can turn that around or work through that this year, maybe working with others. I don't know if I know for me personally, I'm going to go for a peer advocate certification, where that just means that I sit with other people that have similar lived experiences like myself, and we show support for one another. We can talk to each other. Um, but yeah, that's what I have for you, my dear. Anything that you might like to share that can, maybe validate some of this reading would be wonderful. And hi, Jackie and Miss Jackie B, if you're nasty. I hope you're having a wonderful New Year's, my dear. I know it's getting closer over on the East Coast for everybody. So yeah, this is the year of working through that sadness, that grief, tapping into that inspiration, and taking risks. Sometimes people say maybe taking risks at that, may not be a good thing. But what I'm seeing here is just having that leap of faith and knowing that this year is going to be a good one for all of us. So that's what I have for you, Polly, my dear. Thank you. Oh, what's going on, Jackie? I'm a girl. I've been on for over 2 hours. Oh, I'm toast. We also had that that's why I don't have no water in there. We had that scavenger hunt too today. Oh my goodness, girl, when my head hits that pillow, I'm gonna be out. All righty. Whew. What you got going on tonight, Jackie? You wait a minute. You started. Did you go live, Jackie? Did girl? Did you really do it, or did you mean you were with somebody else, or you were watching somebody else? I know Hershey went on too, um, tonight. Girl, if you went live and I missed it, I'll have to check it out. Oh goodness, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get me some grub. Put that there. Third one starts at 11. Live on other channels. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. 2026. Oh, excuse me, girl. Girl, you know I would do a reading for you, but girl, I am freaking toast. I already had 4 mini Snicker bars. Oh, wish I had some chocolate in the house. Oh, like Heather needs chocolate. Ay, ay, ay. So, alrighty, my dear. It's like it's just you and me. Probably didn't want to share. Oh, I became some new people, Jackie, so that's wonderful. And I want to thank you because you have been a great help in getting some more people to my channel, new people to my channel. Um, yes, Moira, I'm done. I had after Jax, my friend Denise popped in, and I hadn't seen that Irene asked for a reading. So I did Irene, and then I did Denise, and then Desiree popped in, and then Polly popped in. I was just like, okay, after these two, whoo-wee. Yeah, I's done. Like I said, stick a fork in me. I'm done. So, yes, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it. I know, Maura, you've taken time out to comment after some of the lives. So all of that has been helping me bring new people into my chat. So thank you. So, all right, ladies, I am going to book it, make dinner, listen to Shan continue playing his guitar. Yep, I got sage still diffusing in my area. Yeah, that's what I need to do before I go out there. I need to smudge myself. I was going to use another word, but ooh, smudge the sludge. But that's just a lot of energy. So thank you again, Moira. Thank you for letting me read for you, Jackie. Thank you for popping in, my dear. Um, I'm so thankful and grateful for all of you. And I'll see you next year. Bye.